It was actually still cool when we first kind of went into college. Remember the early years of college?
Yeah.
He was like trying to take notes and shit on it. And I was like, wow, that guy he's got it together. He's in junior
30.
college, but he's got it together.
That guy's...
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you're listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again, or for the very first time.
I have a nasty habit of starting a conversation seconds before we're supposed to go on air when the theme music goes. And I have a nasty habit of just starting going into it, like just continue the conversation. Kind of like the pod. Like we just start going and it's like, well, Cerny, when was the last time, I don't know if we really want to admit this, the Chip and Cern Show sort of like ethos is very much fly by the seat of the pants.
Yes.
Wherever the wind takes us.
That's the company culture.
Yeah. There's not a lot of guardrails up on the show. We kind of do what we please. Now,
go with the flow. Go with the flow.
Now, this thing came across the Chip and Cern thing, which I thought was pretty interesting. So we all don't know, but the Zodiac killer from California who murdered
the Zodiac killer?
This is the Zodiac speaking. Isn't that what he did in the movie? Did you see
the one with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
This is the Zodiac speaking.
Robert Downey Jr. too, right?
Yeah, but that was like fresh sobered RDJ. That he had his that was like one of his comeback movies. That was pre-Iron Man even.
He had his ankle bracelet on.
Yeah, he still had his he was just right out of the clink.
They had a CGI it out.
It cost millions of dollars. So the Zodiac unsolved killings from California from, I believe it was the late 60s. Cerny, am I?
Between 68 and 69. At least 5 people in the Bay Area.
Yeah, the late 60s.
68, 69, yep.
Perfect. So this guy the Zodiac killer was kind of famous for these ciphers. He would mail them into radio stations or on the news and have them shown, like pretty intricate hieroglyphic-looking symbols and shapes and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it was like the Enigma machine you had to bust out for that bad boy.
It was super... Yeah, I mean, you look at it, and I don't even know how you would begin to even try to, like, process.
It's almost like letters with, like, Egyptian hieroglyphics. It's like a whole mix.
It's like it looks like, yeah, that's a good call, Cerny. It's like there's several 3 to 5 languages happening. It looks totally like a complete jumble.
Yeah.
So for this is actually known, his most popular cipher is actually the 340 cipher because it has 340 characters in it. And has been uncracked for 51 years. And until I mean, me and Cern just turned on the show, did a little quick Googling, and we got it sorted.
That easy.
It just, I don't know what was, maybe people weren't working on it that hard, but we just put a couple of our skulls together, and we just came up with a little thing.
A couple wobbly pops in us, and we're good. We got it.
It was like the mist. We had a little bit of thinking juice, and it's like the fog fucking lifted from the cipher, and it just came clear as day to us. Or is that the bong smoke coming out from the party bong, Cerny, that we were sifting
that
through?
Must be the
was
mist.
it okay? That was okay.
Either way,
but the cipher, it just emerged.
Our heads were clear.
It emerged, and it just clear as day. So I actually had to go on. This is the kind of the shitty thing about the internet. So I looked for 340 cipher. Like, what does it fucking say, right? How many different websites did I have to go to find, like, it just decoded? I had to go to 4 different fucking websites to find it. Isn't that crazy?
4. Yeah, that is crazy.
Okay.
You think it would just show up top of the napkin?
Well, you know who had it? Wikipedia, and that's why I need to give them my annual $20. Here you go. Appreciate getting me through college. Really appreciate that solid.
Even though every professor says it's the most unreliable source,
Right. Like,
I mean, some of it's actually pretty funny.
But can you use it? Yes, you can use it, but it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Stop right there.
Don't say
Although
no more.
every year I always get a chuckle when like let's say Tom Brady has a bad game, and then it's like Tom Brady was born in Massachusetts. His father,
the Bills,
Los Angeles Rams. Whatever, whatever the fuck it is.
I do love those. And someone, from the way I understand how Wikipedia works, they're basically blowing their entire like history that they built up over time to be like a good Wikipedia editor, and they just blow it all with one fucking to get one screenshot, Okay.
One swoop.
One swoop. But lots of internet points, lots of internet LOLs, and it's going around on the DMs and all sorts of things. Okay, Cerny. So this cipher was actually decoded. Now,
I think the FBI did confirm it.
The FBI did confirm it, and let me see. So there's a lot of amateur, what are they called? Chirographers. Those are people who study ciphers, I suppose. And there's like, similar to us, Cerny, on the grind, every week a new fucking show. This dude's been trying to solve the cipher for 14 fucking years.
One, do you get paid for it?
I don't
have to, right?
No, dude. I think this is like a passion project. This is like a side business for him,
okay.
But I guess I guess people are going to come to him with more ciphers, so he might get really good
Maybe he's
cipher business. How's the cipher business? I don't know.
The next ransom note that they get, they get.
They just start taking everything to him for no reason.
This paper. Oh, looks like it came from a Walmart. Okay.
Well, there's
a stench of a Walmart on it.
Your receipt's in the bag. Okay, so Mr. Oranchuk, him and his team cracked the code, and they have a whole YouTube video describing the process of which they did it. So we'll put that on the show notes, so check that shit out. But Cerny, let's read this fucking thing and see if we can find out who the Zodiac killer is. You ready?
Ready.
I hope you are having lots of fun and trying to catch me. That wasn't on the TV show. Which brings up a point about me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise, Paradice, all the sooner.
And I was like, oh, it's kind of a weird, odd way back. Okay,
spelling. Because I now have enough slaves to work for me where everyone else has nothing when they reach paradise, so they are afraid of death. I am not afraid because I know that my new life will be an easy one in paradise death. That was hard to, it was hard to read it because it was
hard to read in English, let alone...
I couldn't. So obviously, I mean, this dude is obviously off his rocker. He's a lunatic.
Yeah, he's talking about like a body count for slaves in the afterlife. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't remember reading that anywhere. Learning about that in
they left that out of the
Sunday school.
Oh, it's in the footnotes.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't read enough.
I'm not reading those footnotes. You know that, sir.
That's how the big man gets you. See if you pay attention and read.
Yeah. Did they read the
fine print? Footnotes? Like, oh, you didn't know? Oh, but you read, right? You're like the teacher. Like, oh no, I've been got. This is another teacher.
Oh man, I don't know. Wow. So how into the criminal, all these true crime podcasts and stuff, are you into watching all these shows, and are you like into when this came across, I was like, this is cool. This is like these podcast, these true crime shows are happening in front of us and we're like paying attention,
I did like some like that, like the famous ones. Those are, and I don't like want to like fan the flames for like maybe like somebody else to like take the reins of like serial killing, like but he's like a famous, he's famous. So like, oh, okay, I want to, I'll kind of like the history of it. I don't know. My wife likes them, but I don't like the true crime CS. It's always like after a while for me, it's like the same like. But he left one pubic hair in the rug of his '69.
You mean Forensic
Chevy.
Files?
Yeah, the Forensic Files. That's it. I'm like, oh fuck, it's the same shit. It's always some like hair or some kind of strand of shit.
I love watching that show because it is kind of. If you're watching one, you're watching them all. Basically, like you don't really need to pay a ton of attention, but it's kind of cool. And you're like, how do they all make always the same mistakes?
And the ones on Netflix, they're like running like fucking DOS on their computers.
Oh yeah,
the cutting edge technology, like fucking the same system that took down Jurassic Park is right on their screen.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's always like, well, when the DNA was taken in 1979, there was no DNA technology. Now they retraced it in 2010, and the guy's been in jail for like 3 years, or they got him and they're able to pick him up, and it's like the power of DNA.
I like what they're like. To this new technology, global positioning systems, also known as GPS. I was like, oh no.
Whoa. They're like, you could track where your phone is.
The phone, they got the 18 phone, the big ass fucking brick.
Gordon Gekko, fucking,
B.A. Brock is on the other side.
Or the car phone. Remember the car phone that would be like connected to the thing?
Oh man, if you got a car phone, you're a baller. Like you see on like Clueless and shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Like
if
every once in a while you see him like somebody with the car phone, like that is so cool.
If you have a car phone, guaranteed, it seemed like you had, some blow in the glove compartment and a couple like strippers in the back that you were going to go take to some like penthouse.
You had some business. You had business to take care of.
That's why you needed the phone in the car, Cerny. There's just so much business to take care of.
Kids today, we're getting old now, but the kids today will never know. Like coming home and having to check your messages, on the message machine.
Yeah. This is going to be no surprise to you, Cerny, but there was a time when before we would leave on a vacation, like if we were doing the annual Disneyland trip or going on the annual camping trip, you already know what's coming, right, Cerny? My mom would make all of us four stand around the answering machine and record a new message. You'd be like, hi, I'm Mom, I'm Dad, I'm Chipper, I'm Michael, and we're camping, and we all say it together. We'll be back on a blah 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 blah, and leaving the whole fucking details on the thing. Like,
we're going to Disneyland.
Or you do a Christmas one where you're singing carols and shit.
We didn't do anything like that. It was always like we just have the generic, the one,
leave it.
Hi, leave a message after whatever it was. Hi, you've reached whatever. Leave a message. Yeah. I always hated the one where it was like you got in trouble at school, and then like the message would be,
Did you try? Have you ever tried to clear it?
My dad always gets to me first.
Oh, right, because that's right.
He would. You just have to sit there and like listen to your death ring across the airwaves.
Oh, you walk in the thing and you're like, "Huh? Oh, we have a message," and you hit it. It's like, "Beep! Hi, this is Professor so and so from XY. Young Cerny has," and you're walking in the door and you just see your dad like peek out at you.
We had an issue today with his behavior. He decided to talk a lot, something like that. Like,
did you have a rule that no phone? You couldn't pick the phone up if you were eating. Like we had a rule that actually you couldn't pick the phone up until the message machine. Like basically, you had to see who it was. Screen the calls, right? Yeah.
This is
a huge rule.
Caller ID.
Oh, caller ID, Cerny. That was an extra $1 a month. No, we didn't. No, we didn't spring for that. But yeah, you would be like, "Don't get it, don't get it, don't get it." And you're like, "No, Cerny said he's just calling me back." Nope, you got to let it go. I'm like, "What? I know it's fucking him." He just told . Hey, it's me. Remember, I just told you. Okay, and then you pick the phone. Hey, sorry, my mom made me
Chipper, I told you I was calling you back in 5 minutes. What's going on?
You know what? My wife cleaned out a storage unit from. You remember? You were there.
I was there. I was there the first cleaning.
Pulled out some gems from high school. You know what we came across was a Palm Pilot.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Now, when those came out with the stylus on the side and they had like a cool leather kind of like case.
Yeah.
I don't know. I said this was the ultimate sign that you were like somebody if you had a fucking Palm Pilot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was always, I always saw like, it was actually still cool when we first kind of went into college. Remember the big early years of college?
Yeah.
He was like trying to take notes and shit on it. And I was like, wow, that guy is, he's got it together. He's in junior college, but he's got it together.
That guy's, that's the line of the show right there. He's that dude. He's got his Palm Pilot. Wait, he's 35. He has a rolling backpack, but he has a Palm Pilot.
And he's going to junior college.
And he's in junior college. He's at Sierra College. This might be my life goal right here. This guy has got it. He's getting so much pussy.
Yeah, he's got it going on.
Well,
man.
so
he must be beating him off his dick.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Is that you go out, you're at the bar, or you're hanging around some ladies. Oh, what's your number? Yeah, hold on.
It's like a magnet.
Look at this fucking Palm Pilot, and you're like, whoa! I just felt my belt get undone, and you're like, what was this? What'd you say your name was? Like, oh, okay. Does that start with a?
How do you spell that?
Yeah. What's the area code on that number? And that's how I thought the Palm Pilot operated.
Yeah. You'd open it up, it's like a big glow,
Yeah.
like
Ernie, it's probably how John Smith felt when he found the golden tablets at first.
Well, now we know.
Now we know how he felt. It was like the same when you opened your Palm Pilot for the first time. Now, did you ever? Now, when the Palm Pilot was there was still like that was kind of the time of like the Sidekick. Do you remember that Sidekick phone? That basically it was one of the first keyboard ones that had the full keyboard on it.
I don't think did you have one? I don't think I ever had one.
No, because they were like $400, and basically
and they were like in and out pretty. They were cool for like a real short period of time.
Yeah. And then
the BlackBerry came in.
Then the BlackBerry, and I remember there was a clip there for probably like 3 years that we were definitely on the BlackBerry because they had the BlackBerry Messenger. Remember, you could basically chat with people, and just the fact that you could text way faster, it was just the best thing ever.
It was. I think. We started with the brick, the Nokia brick, the indestructible phone,
and you're just playing Snake in class. All the time.
All day, every day.
All day.
Hence why we were in junior college thinking the guy with the Palm Pilot was 35-year-old man with the Palm Pilot. Really backpack was the man.
Swimming in the pussy. Just swimming in it. And this is the phone, too, that it's like, remember you could buy a ringtone from like Verizon, but it was like...
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
It was like an 8-bit ringtone. So it'd be like... And you're like, yeah. How much was that? $5? Yeah, man. This is cool.
Way worth it.
Is that
way worth it?
Yeah. No. Is that Holler Batgirl? Yeah, it is. How did you guess it? All that stuff. The kids just have no.
And they won't never know. So this is another thing that maybe we'll be switch gears, but they'll never know what it was like when you missed some of your TV show. Remember, it would start at 3, and you were like 3:15. You were gone. It was gone.
And you can't get it back.
There's no going back. You hope they play a rerun, but you had no idea when and where.
Because the TV guide wasn't a thing.
Yeah, it was just silly. Whatever the title was. Look at the TV guide. I said they'll never know. They'll never know. They're like, because I said something about. They're like, well, why don't you just rewind it or look it up? I was like. That wasn't an option back in the day.
And do you remember having to rewind your VCR tapes when you gave them back to Blockbuster Video, or else you would get charged?
Yep.
Do you know how long it would take? Like 5 minutes to rewind the tape, right?
Yeah. I remember it was super cool when like my dad would get like those super
high speed.
Yeah, but it would still be like a couple minutes. I was like,
and then there was all the thing about, well, you got to be careful. You can't use that all the time because it'll wear the tape out faster because it's spinning so fast. And there was all this like bullshit about that. But yeah, what a crazy thing. And my daughter doesn't really know what like a commercial is because we don't have like cable.
Because that was always a time when it was like commercial because you knew you had at least like 2 minutes to
go
to the bathroom and do, go get something to get your drink or whatever it was. It was like
charge up that Palm Pilot, whatever.
Yeah. Or when it was like checking messages.
Yeah.
It was like I don't think they just like it was always like the kids didn't know, these days they'll never know.
Yeah.
Like I started like talking about it. I was like, they won't know shit like that. Or like, I don't know about you. Well, you in PG&E country, but here, a power outage. They haven't seen a power outage.
Really?
Because they said, what happens if the power goes out? I was like,
dude, your fucking life as you know it is over, pretty much.
Yeah. They said, what happens if it's at night? I said, your ass is in the dark. Like,
they just
how does that work? I was like, it just goes dark. I mean, it's
like
they did.
Yo, you remember? Have you ever been camping? It's like that.
I remember I was seeing a leak one time when I was younger. Remember the rolling blackouts back in the day?
Gray
Davis. Boom. Blackout. I was like right in the middle. I was like, okay.
Midstream. Did you have to cut it off, or you quickly pivot to a sit down position?
I think I was brave enough where I could wing it.
Oh, he was in the middle of the night?
Well, no, but the bathroom was closed. The door was closed, so it was black anyway.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. I was gonna say my strategy is I'll always go for the sit down pee in the middle of the night because I just can't be kind of trusted, about what that midnight dick is like.
Groggy. Oh, you're right.
It could be fucking tangled up. I don't know.
It's not pointing straight.
No, it's
not always. It's not guaranteed to point straight.
It could be like trying to like get warmer or wants to hang out a little bit. Maybe you got a fucking boner. Maybe you got a rod. It still happens, It
still happens. You don't know what's going to happen.
It just
everything may look straight when you start peeing. It may not come out straight.
And I don't know why everybody does this, but why is it when you're sitting on the toilet that you're like, I'm gonna try to fall asleep again when I'm going to the bathroom? Like you don't want that to happen, right? So if you were taking a shit or piss and you fell asleep, you would fall off and piss and shit all over yourself. So why? So why are you
always start to like rationalize your head like, well, I mean, like maybe a couple minutes right here.
Maybe like 5 seconds would just recharge. Yeah, I mean that's a dangerous thing to do when you're driving too, and
Yeah, when you start rationalizing with yourself over something silly, just stop.
Yeah, just stop, pull over. I've done that a couple times. It's like set your thing for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Text whoever. Just be like, yo, I'm taking a wink for myself. Got to do something.
I got to take a quick close my eyes.
Yeah. This is the Zodiac. I thought they, BTK. He was the other California guy that did like 20 something, right? That they just found him, the Golden State Killer.
Yes.
Yeah, bind, torture, kill, or something, right? Isn't that what BTK stood for? Or am I mixing my serial killers up?
No, I'm getting all twisted up. Should be the Golden State, right?
BTK killer is Dennis Radner.
Not the same guy. What was he there for?
Oh, the BTK Strangler. Okay, so now who's the what did we say? Golden
State? Golden State Rapist or something like that.
All right, because they just did that show on HBO about him, Joseph DeAngelo.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay,
actually, so they just had his. They had his court hearing. It was over at Sac State.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember my brother.
Go Hornets.
He couldn't go in there. Fingers up. Get on the map. He couldn't. He had because he works there, but he had to like stay home those few because they were having the thing there. So that was the only place they could have like hold a court hearing at the height of the
pandemic,
socially distant.
Dude, that would be kind of cool to watch. This guy,
I saw like a piece of it. I was like, because I was like, I remember seeing. I was like, the fuck are they at like a gym? It was weird, and I was like, the hell? And then my dad says, I'm like, oh, your brother can't go to work. I was like, why? Because like, they're having the coordinator right there. I was like, oh, that's it. He's like, yeah. I said, oh, okay.
Huh. Dude, yeah, the Golden State Killers. That they just kind of released this HBO series on that one. I would definitely try to watch that one. 13 murders, 50 rapes, 120 burglaries between 1973 and 1986 in the Sacramento area. So like Stockton, Modesto, Rancho Cordova. He basically would like walk along this ravine behind people's houses and just like study them really and know every move. And then he like basically jumped their fence and he knew everything and he would just go and like.
And he was an ex-police. He was a police officer, so he knew the game.
Yeah. So, right, that's probably the biggest thing there is like he knows all the details about the case because he just
can. He knows what he's looking for.
Yeah. So I mean, probably not the. It's a new strategy I've taken, Cerny. Now the first time as a parent, and you've probably experienced this. Our daughters to the age to where Christmas gifts around the house, like if stuff comes in the mail, we got to snatch it up and we got to hide it because all fucking signals are going as much as they can to find the gifts. That's her job right now, right?
Yeah.
So we have the gifts hidden so many different places. I honestly lost track of it all. So we're going to have to take an inventory. But I'm worried that we're going to forget something.
Just make you a bad person. I've done it. Well, a year later, I've was up on the trying to fix something. I was like, I pulled it down. I was like, oh my god, this was supposed to go.
Is it wrapped? Or no, it wasn't even wrapped or anything.
No, it wasn't wrapped. It was like it was one of those like, oh, they're coming. So I threw it up there, and I'll come back later, and then.
Or came back later.
Because usually, like Robin's really good about it. Comes in, it gets wrapped immediately. Like she'll take it and wrap it.
And I remember I would go to your house. It'd be November, and like all the presents are already done up under the tree. And we just talked about this last episode.
Yeah.
So I was trying to hide one of my daughter's ones, and I'm like, okay, where do I do this? I'll put it in my son's room, maybe under the crib. It wouldn't fit, right? Then I got real fucking smart, and I was like, where's the last place she's gonna look? Her own room, right under her nose. The last place she'll look. So far, so good.
Now, does she like try to grab the boxes and stuff as they're coming in?
A little bit, but we at first we're like, "Oh, a present came in," and then once she wasn't able to open it, that was a real problem because the gift it's in the house. So why aren't we opening it? Like the whole concept of waiting is such a pretty foreign thing. Because, birthday gifts, it's not like you're leaving them out early.
Yeah, they just show up.
Yeah, they just show up.
It's not a big build up to the day. It just kind of shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like we started doing like because, like they'll answer the door and stuff and they'll like, ooh. And, and then we started if you open that box and it's something for you,
return.
Fucking going back. And don't try me. I will do. You will be sad to see what you're missing out on. You can hold it while you can, and you can wonder what it would have been like.
Did anyone test you?
No.
Yeah, that's a substantial threat.
Yeah, because it was like, because we did get one like they were like, I'm gonna open it. That was originally. I was like,
no, they're trying to get real fucking.
They were like getting like they were going to like test the waters. I was like, okay, go ahead. And if it's yours, wonder what could have been. Take a look at it, hold it, smell it, feel it. It's going back.
If that was me and they try to call my bluff, I would send it back in front of them and have them be a whole thing. And then I'd probably
have them do
the Amazon, send it back. Probably even type a message to the like customer service person, like, I'm sorry, this is my Christmas gift. And then I'd probably just buy it again and have it rewrapped under the tree. Because I'm a big fucking softie, probably.
Oh, yeah. I'm always claimed to be. You're all bark and zero bite. Yeah. The mom's like, that's it. I've had enough. And then I'm like, 5 minutes later, I'm like, why not?
Well, yeah, they're just kids.
They're
just kids.
Right. They're just kids. They're just, come on. But then worse.
Okay, so we don't have any serial killers for this holiday, so that's good.
Not yet.
And if you're for some reason a cipher decipherer, shoot us an email. Like, let's get you on the show. Let's talk to you.
Break it down you need to break it down for us. Chip and Cern Show at gmail.com. Let us know. I'm actually interested in the whole profession, or is it not even profession? That's a hobby?
Certainly, we already have too many questions. We got to save these questions for him. Got too many of them. Yeah, but how does it work? I'm super curious about that. Maybe I'm going to find a documentary or something and bring it to you.
How do you crack the code? Anyway.
And who calls your bluff?
Chipandcernshow at gmail.com. Yeah, no, what if I say false? What would you say about it? I can prove it. Anyway, and then, or you can reach out to us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything Chip and Cern Show.
Yes.
Let us know. We need to know.
And make sure everyone's keep wearing your mask, wash your hands, be socially distant. Probably don't have a huge Christmas gathering. Be smart, be safe.
Probably not. Probably wouldn't be the best.
Santa probably just wants to have his genitals washed, and Mrs. Claus to have her. Till next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.